is Tobechuku, alright, and we just came here to give you guys a brief talk and enlightenment, alright. So my name is Tobechuku from the Department of Petroleum Engineering, 500 level, and these are my colleagues, alright. So basically we want to talk about energy, alright, and what energy actually means, or the importance of energy as it were. Alright, so we've been taught what energy is from, right now that you're in secondary school, most likely from SS1. Alright, so we say that what? Energy is the what? Is the ability to do work. Abi? Alright, so some of you, I guess I saw some of you when you guys were trekking from your houses to this place, and without food, you wouldn't have been able to do that. Alright, so you needed what? Food for what? For energy, right? And so that is what? That's a form of what? Of chemical energy, and you being able to walk down here. Alright? And so some of you entered into your parents' vehicles, your automobiles, and so these automobiles will not be able to work without what? Gasoline. Alright, which is also a form of what? Of energy. Or say the what? The car battery, which is also another form of what? Of energy. So we understand that there are basic forms in which what? Energy can exist. Alright? So the gasoline, for instance, is a what? Is a source of what? Chemical energy. Alright? And so we also have the what? The light energy, we have the heat energy, we have the what? Sound energy, thermal energy, electrical energy. Alright? And so car battery is an example of what? Electrical energy. Alright? Alright, so these are simply the what? The basic forms of energy. And so don't forget, we also have the what? The solar energy. The solar energy by which what? We transform energy from the sun into what? Power to generate electricity, right? Using what? Solar panels. Does that make sense? Yes. Alright, so the quest is that energy is actually what drives the sustainability of the world. Alright, energy is actually how we tend to what? To meet our needs as what? As humans. Do you understand? And so what we basically need energy for is very what? It's very important. Alright? And so we basically came to what? To tell you guys about what petroleum is. Alright? Petroleum is actually an important source of what? Of energy. Petroleum has actually helped us to what? To make life easier for man. Imagine that if without, say, gasoline, the farmer will not be able to use the what? His tractor. Alright, because the tractor needs what? It needs diesel. Alright? And so the farmer will not be able to what? Perform mechanized farming. So that there's what? Food for you and me. Do you understand? We also need what? Fertilizers. We also need what? Pesticides, which are what? All products of petrochemicals from what? From petroleum. Do you understand? So one way or the other, petroleum is actually involved in our what? In our environment. And what? Petroleum is involved in our environment. Do you understand? So whether the clothes you are wearing, petroleum was used to generate the what? The electricity that was used to manufacture your clothes. In industries, we also use what? Petroleum. In factories, we also use what? Petroleum. So your life is actually surrounded by what? By energy. To what? To get energy. Alright? So you are in school to what? For energy and what? To also get energy. At the end of the day, you most likely realize that with time. Alright? So some of you eat, some of you do not eat. But you realize that those ones that eat, they have what? More energy. And if the teacher twats them, they have received energy to be able to whatever. So we'll just be telling you some of the basic disciplines involved in petroleum engineering. But first of all, what is petroleum? Alright, petroleum actually means comes from the Latin word meaning what? Petra and oleum. Somebody say petra and oleum. Petra and oleum. So petra means rock, oleum means oil. So petroleum means what? Rock oil. Alright, so petroleum is what? The oil that is found what? Subsurface. Do you understand? It's the oil that is found inside what? Rocks, subsurface. Do you understand? And so we actually what? Need this oil to be what? To be processed, to be able to be what? Useful for what? For man, to be able to generate power, petrochemicals, and so that we can get what? Our pharmaceuticals, like our drugs, and the rest of it, alright? So even in road making, we use what? Asphalt. Asphalt is a solid form of petroleum. Do you understand? In what? In road construction. Do you understand? So we see that what? Petroleum is what? Is very important. It's an important source of energy that man actually needs. We get our plastics from what? From petroleum also. So what are the basic disciplines that we can get from this petroleum? Are we here? What are the disciplines that we can get from petroleum? So number one of them being, you can actually be a what? a geosystems engineer. What does geosystems engineer mean? A geosystems engineer means that what? You're actually responsible for the what? For the location of what? Of oil and gas subsurface. Do you understand? You're responsible for what? For the location of what? Oil and gas subsurface, whether it be what? Onshore or it be offshore. Offshore is water, onshore is land. Do you understand? And so you can be either a geologist, you can be a geophysicist, or you can be a geochemist. All right? So you can actually what? Study geology, you could actually what? Study geochemistry, or you can what? Study geophysics. Is that clear? Another one is that you can actually become a what? A petroleum engineer, just like I and my colleagues here. We are from the Society of Petroleum Engineers, all right? And SPE, Society of Petroleum Engineers, is a non-profit organization in which we get to what? Volunteer and what? Impact the community, just like the way we are doing right now. Do you understand? Do you understand? All right? And so you could be a lecturer, you could be a teacher, you could be a researcher. All right? So there are so many opportunities that are open to you as a petroleum engineer. But we want to show you guys a simple experiment whereby we will be able to what? Show you the basic concepts or basic principles that helps us as engineers to be able to produce crude oil from the subsurface to the surface. Is that clear? So the basic principles, all right? That's what we just came to experiment to you guys. Is that clear? Is that clear? So principles like density, principles like viscosity, and so I'll let my colleague here take on from here. Thank you.